Good morning to all. We'll move on to the next question. Which of the following shall form an octahedral complex? So we have been given with a few combinations there. D4 low spin, D8 high spin, D6 low spin, and none of this. So if at all, if the octahedral complex is concerned, so D1, D2 and D4. So we can write D1, D2 and D4 cannot form octahedral complex. Cannot form octahedral complexes. So if at all, if it has to form a low spin octahedral complex, so if it has to be an octahedral complex, then so if it is D2sp3, if it is D2sp3, so it is, if it is an strong field ligand, then it forms a low spin complex. It forms a low spin complex. Likewise, if at all, if the hybridization is sp3d2, then it will be an weak field ligand and it will be an high spin complex. So low spin complex, if it is a strong field ligand is there. So when you consider D6, the electronic configuration is like this. D6 electronic configuration is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you shift them, so if it has to be low spin, if it is a strong field, then these two electrons get shifted towards the side, which leads to the electronic configuration as, so here 2 already there. If it shifts, here also 2 and here also 2. 2 will be empty. Okay. Next, if at all, if it is an D8 and if it is high spin, then the hybridization will be sp3d2. Already it is there. So it is sp3d2, then it is a high spin complex. So high spin that is nothing but, so we are not going to get an low spin complex with D8. So if it is a D6, we are going to get low spin complex. It is true, low spin complex we are going to get it with a strong field. So option C is the correct answer. Next question. So crystal field stabilization energy for high spin D4 octahedral complex is. So we need to find out high spin octahedral complex. High spin is for weak field. So if at all, if it is an weak field ligand, so we can write, if it is high spin complex, octahedral high spin complex, so then it is an weak field ligand. The condition is delta O is less than P. Delta O is less than P. So that means that, so we have a T2G set and EG set. So T2G set and EG set we have. So in between this one is nothing but delta O. So if it is less, then directly, so 3 electrons will be filled here. 1, 2, 3. 4th electron will move into EG set if it is less. If this gap is more, then 4th electron will get paired up. Okay, so because of that reason, the electronic configuration, how the electrons will be filled. So 1 electron will fill here, 2nd, 3rd, since it is less, 4th electron will move here. So we have a formula to calculate. So that is the crystal field stabilization energy is equals to, this is for octahedral complex. So we have minus 0.4, so number of electrons in T2G set, plus 0.6 number of electrons in EG set, and it is delta O. So we can substitute there. How many electrons? Minus 0.4. Number of electrons in T2G set is 3 plus 0.6, and we have only 1 electron. So it is 4 3s are 12. It is minus 1.2 plus 0.6. We are getting the answer as minus 0.6. We have delta O everywhere. So you can substitute delta. We can write delta O. So it is minus 0.6 delta O. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. So pi bond is available in. So already we have discussed in our yesterday's case, wherever we have carbonyl group. So wherever we have carbonyl group, there is an back bonding takes place. So we have a diagram over here. So same as yesterday's diagram. So this one. So the carbonyl has a pair of electron. It is being donated to a metal. So that is carbonyl is the ligand. It is donating a pair of electrons to the metal. So it is forming a sigma bond. So but in the metal we have d orbitals, we have electrons. These electrons have been donated back to the anti-bonding pi orbital. Anti-bonding pi orbital of carbon. This is called back bonding, or we can also name that one as synergic effect. It is called a synergic effect or back bonding. So that forms the pi bond. So we have sigma bond. So from carbonyl, that is from ligand to metal, electron transfer forms sigma bond. From metal to ligand, electrons transfer, which makes a pi bond. So we have carbonyl carbons. So we have in our question carbonyl as the ligand there. So we can make out. So we have carbonyl here, we have carbonyl here, and we have carbonyl here. So all these things will undergo the reaction in the same method which we have discussed now. So Cl only sigma bond we have. So here sigma as well as pi. Here also sigma as well as pi. Here also sigma as well as pi we are going to get. So it is cobalt, C small o it is, cobalt it is. So carbonyl groups are present. That means that second, third and fourth. So option A, that is second, third and fourth will be showing an pi bond. Okay. So the first one is with only the sigma bond. So we can write it also. It is only sigma bond. Here we have a sigma and pi. So here also sigma and pi. Here also sigma and pi we have. So option A is the correct answer. Next one. So we have a next question, that is consider the following figure. So in that figure, what type of bonding between metal and ligand is there? So that is the question. So you can observe there sigma bond is also present as well as pi bond is also present. So here both the bonds are present. So we can say that it is synergic bond. How it is synergic bond is, so sigma bond is strengthened. Is strengthened by pi. Likewise, we have a pi bond which is being strengthened by sigma. This is what called synergic effect. This is what called a synergic effect. And the bonding is known as synergic bond. So we can write it as synergic effect or synergic bond. So a pi bond also present as well as sigma bond is also present. So we can now write that one as a synergic bond. So option A is the correct answer. Option A. Next question. So this is based upon the for this reaction overall stability constant we need to write it down. So stability constant beta 4 is equals to, so for this reaction we need to write, this is the product. So stability constant is nothing but concentration of the product divided by the concentration of the reactant. If at all, if there is a numerical coefficient, that numerical coefficient will be raised to the power of that particular component. So that is what the stability constant is. So the stability constant beta 4, that is the thing is here why beta 4 indicates this. So if at all, if this is done in a stepwise mechanism, that is M plus L giving rise to ML, likewise ML plus L giving rise to ML2. So ML2 plus L giving rise to ML3, like this. So it is an 4-step mechanism. 4-step mechanism. So that's why all together we have written, all together this step was we have written as an overall reaction, and that overall reaction where the stability constant, we are going to indicate that one as beta 4. So beta 4, this is the correct way of expressing beta 4. So if at all, if stability constant is more, so this is an extra point we are discussing. If stability constant is more, that indicates that the stability of the complex is also more. So stability constant, so we can write it here. Stability constant is more indicates the greater is the stability of the complex. The greater is the stability of the complex. This is an extra point not related to this question but related to stability constant. So it is stability of the complex is going to increase. Next question. COCl3NH3 thrice is a coordination entity. Cobalt ion is surrounded by 3 ammonia molecules. Cobalt ion is surrounded by 3 chloride ions. So which of the statement is correct? So cobalt in this coordination number is 6. So it is an coordination number 6 we have. Coordination number is equals to 6 we have. So that means that it is an coordination entity. It is being surrounded by 3 ammonia molecules, as we have 3 ammonia molecules present here. So likewise we have 3 chloride ions also present here. So we can say that all the 3 are correct. So that is 1, 2, 3 are correct. So option D is the correct answer. Next question, we'll move on to consider the following statements. Consider the following statements. When di or polypeptide ligand uses its 2 or more donor atoms to bind a single ion, it is called a chelate ligand. When a ligand is bound to a metal, through several donor atoms, the ligand is said to be a chelate ligand. When a ligand which can donate through 2 different atoms is called didentate ligand. So the correct statement we need to check here. So if you check, our didentate or polydentate ligand uses its 2 or more donor atoms to bind a single ion. It is called chelate ligand. First thing. So it is also regarding chelate ligand, and this is also regarding chelate ligand. What is a chelate ligand? So if at all a bidentate or polydentate ligand is there, if it is forming an ring-like structure, then only it is called as a chelate ligand. If it has many number of donor atoms, then that won't be called as a chelate ligand. It should form a ring-like structure. That ring-like structure gives it the stability. Next one, a ligand which can ligate through 2 different atoms is called didentate ligand. That is that is called as a didentate ligand. That is true. So if at all, if it is ligating through 2 different atoms, then it is called didentate ligand. That means that only 3 is the correct option. Next question. So what is true about MnCl6, FeF6 and COF6? So each of these are outer orbital complex. Each of these have sp3d2 hybridization. Each of these are paramagnetic, have 4, 5 and 4 unpaired electrons respectively. So we shall check now. So if at all, if it is considered Cl and F it is, so all the ligands, all are weak field ligand itself. All are weak field ligand. So if at all, if it is an weak field ligand, then all will be forming outer orbital complex itself. Outer orbital complex. So that means that the first one is true. All will be forming an outer orbital complex itself. Outer orbital, as well as we can say that what a high spin complex also. High spin complex. Weak field ligand, outer orbital complex, as well as a high spin complex also. So now we'll move on to the next part, that is paramagnetic and unpaired electrons. How many unpaired electrons are there, whether it is paramagnetic or not? All of these are what a paramagnetic they said. First we'll check about the unpaired electrons, by that we can conclude. So first one is Mn. So Mn, it is -3. If it is considered, then it is +3. -6, -3 means it should be +3. Mn in +3 state. Electronic configuration is 3d5 4s2. So you need to remove one electron. You need to remove one electron from 3d5 also. So that means that it becomes 3d4. Since it is a weak field ligand, no rearrangement. So all 4 electrons will remain as it is. So it will be present. 3d4 means it will be present in the orbital as single itself. 3d4 it is. So that means that how many unpaired electrons? 4 unpaired electrons. N is equals to 4 and it is paramagnetic in nature. Likewise, next one FeF6. So it is FeF6 is Fe in +3 state. Same thing. -6, it is -3. That means that Fe should be with +3. Fe in +3 state. The electronic configuration is if at all, if it is Fe3 plus is concerned, the electronic configuration will change to 3d5. So Fe atomic number is 26. Atomic electronic configuration and atom state electronic configuration is 4s2 3d6. 3 electrons if you remove, 4s2, 2 electrons from that, 3d6, 1 electron from 3d6. It will be 3d5. Since it is an weak field ligand, so no rearrangement. 3d5 means one more electron will come here. That means that unpaired electron is 5 and it is paramagnetic in nature. So we have cobalt over there. So cobalt also in +3 state. So electronic configuration, atomic number is 27. Electronic configuration is 4s2 and 3d7. 4s2, 3d7. Remove 3 electrons from that. So 4s2, 2 electron, 3d7, 1 electron. So that means that it is 3d6. So how will be the electronic configuration? Here 5. Fifth one will come here. Sixth one will come here. So fifth one here, sixth one here. So remaining 4 unpaired electrons. N is equals to 4. It is also paramagnetic. So first one is with 4 unpaired electrons, second one with 5 unpaired electrons, and third one with the 4 unpaired electrons. That means that all are true. All the options whatever is given, all are true there. Next one. So which of the following facts are related to CFT? So we'll check. So the 5 d orbitals in an isolated gaseous metal atom or ion have same energy, that is they are degenerate. In the beginning we have 5 degenerate orbitals, 5 degenerate orbitals all with the same energy. This is what degenerate, all with the same energy. 5 degenerate orbitals all with the same energy, it is present. Next. So if a spherically symmetrical field of negative charges surrounds around the metal, the degeneracy is maintained. That is nothing but, so these are d orbitals with a few electrons are present in the d orbital. So these are d orbitals. If spherically symmetrical, that is nothing but around this metal, the ligands if it surrounds. So ligands are rich in electrons. If they surround, then what happens? The degeneracy is maintained, but still what is happening? This is also, these d orbitals also will consist of electrons, and those ligands with a negative, spherical negative charges, those are also negatively charged. That means that there will be an repulsion, because of which the energy of the orbitals is going to increase, but still the degeneracy is maintained. That is, degeneracy is nothing but, so two different, degeneracy is nothing but same energy, all the orbitals with same energy. When this negative field is due to ligands in a complex, it becomes asymmetrical and the degeneracy of the d orbital is lifted. So if it is asymmetrical, then degeneracy is of the d orbitals is lifted. This is what degeneracy of the orbitals is lifted. It results in splitting of d orbital. So when the negative field of the is due to the ligands, it becomes asymmetric. That is nothing but when the orbitals are, so in d subshell we have two types of orbitals. One is the orbitals along the axis, and another set we have it is in between the axis. So dxy, dyz and dzx are in between the axis. Dx square minus y square and dz square are along the axis. So if at all, if that is there, if ligand comes in between the axis, then the orbitals which are present in between the axis will experience more repulsion and energy of them will be raised. Likewise, if the ligands are coming out along the axis, then in the d subshell, the orbitals which are orientation is along the axis will experience more repulsion and their energy will be raised. That is what we are writing Eg set and T2g set. So it results in splitting of d orbitals. The pattern of splitting depends upon the nature of crystal field. That is what we have discussed. If ligands are coming along the field, so the splitting will be T2g here and Eg here. And if at all, if it is coming in between the axis, so T2g will be here and Eg will be here. That is what depends upon the nature of crystal field. So all the four are correct. That is option A, 1, 2, 3, 4. All will relate to CFT itself. Next, match the columns and choose the correct option from the codes given below. So we have been given with a complex there. There is a slight change in the number of, only the difference is number of ammonia molecules. They are different. So if at all, if it is like this, then COCl3 6NH3 it is present, and COCl3 5NH3, COCl3 4NH3, COCl3 3NH3 is present. So if this is the case, then so A will be in a purple color, A will be with a purple color, and B will be with a violet color, C will be with an yellow color, and D will be with an green color. So that is option C, that is the correct answer. Next question. So here this is also a match the following. So you can observe an IUPAC nomenclature over here. So hexamine nickel 2 chloride. So hexamine nickel 2 chloride. So check for the hexamine nickel 2 chloride. Hexamine nickel, and it is in +2 state. It is chloride. So this is what the correct answer is. Tris ethane 1,2 diamine cobalt 3 ion. Tris means 3 times En group. 3 times ethane 1,2 diamine. So it is abbreviated as En. Tris En. 3 times En. We have tris ethane, and it is 3 plus, no counter ion. So that's why it is ion. That means that it is related to this one. Next one. So check for the ligands here. Amine, chlorido, methylamine. Here only 2 options left. It is H2O. It is amine is there, chlorine is there, methylamine is there. That means that this is the correct one. Check once again. So diamine, chlorido. So only one time, that is methylamine, platinum, 2 chloride. Why 2? Already it is -1. If it is +2, then it becomes +1. It is -1. So it is balanced. Platinum is in +2 state. Hexa aqua titanium 3 ion. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Option B is the correct answer. Next, once again match the following with an what are complexes with their geometries. So you can observe over here. So it is very easier. You can solve this. This particular one is very easier. So AgCN2 minus it is AgCN2. So coordination number is 2. Coordination number 2 is a linear one. So it is linear. Coordination number 2 is a linear one. Okay. So that is only one option we have with a linear. So you can check in the options here. A is directly related to 2. A is 2, only one option we have. So option C is the correct answer. This is one thing we can, if at all, if you are ready to take an what a risk, you can do in this way, no problem at all. But if you want to make it clear, or if you want to be double double checking, or you don't want to take risk, then you can check for the remaining things also. CuCN. So you can observe here Cn, Cn, Cn. So all these things, the 3 Cn is there. So it is nothing but it is an strong field ligand. Cu here, if you consider, it is -3. That means that Cu is in +1 state. It is +1 state. So the electronic configuration is 3d9. And it is a strong field ligand. It is enough. One orbital is empty here, 3d1. One electron will shift into the outer orbital. It is going to form dsp2. dsp2 hybridization. dsp2 hybridization is nothing but square planar. It is nothing but it is going to give rise to an square planar geometry. Next one. So we have a CuCN6 3 minus. So just a minute. So this one CuCN4 3 minus, it is nothing but, so we are going to get an not an square planar here, we are going to get an tetrahedral because it is in +1 state. So only one orbital will be empty there. So because of which it is going to give rise to an tetrahedral geometry. sp3 hybridization it shows. sp3 hybridization. Okay. Next one. So the next one is octahedral again. So octahedral, and here also one more is octahedral. So octahedral with 0 and it is 2.86. So you can check in our earlier questions and all, we have solved all these things with an geometry as well as with the lone pair of electrons, or with the unpaired electrons we have checked them. So you can check there. So option C is the correct answer for this question. Next one, match the following, it is given. So it is CFSE value, it is mentioned. We need to identify the correct match here. So for calculating CFSE, already we have discussed the formula over here. So CFSE is octahedral complex. It is given delta O is nothing but octahedral complex. So it is strong field ligand dimension. So we can observe, first we will write the formula. It is minus 0.4 number of electrons in T2G set plus 0.6 in number of electrons in EG set. That is what the formula is. So if at all, if it is an strong field ligand, what happens? If it is a strong field ligand, so it is inner orbital complex it is going to form. If it is strong field ligand, then delta O is greater. That means that, so EG set and T2G set are very far. If they are far from one another, EG set and T2G set, if they are far from one another, then if at all, if it is 3 electrons are there, no problem. It will be like this. 4th electron comes means if it is very far, then 4th electron will be getting paired up here only. Okay, so that is what we are going to discuss now. So we know that it is a strong field ligand. So we'll check the electronic configuration also. It is T2G set and it is EG set. They are far from one another. So they are far from one another. It is T2G set and it is EG set. We'll fill the electrons, each one. So first one, it is A. So 4 electrons, D4, 1, 2, 3. Since they are very far, fourth one will be joining here itself. That means that, so we have a formula will substitute. So that is CF SE is equals to minus 0.4 plus 4 electrons here. I mean into it is not plus, into plus 0.6 into 0. We don't have electrons in EG set. That means that 4 4s are 16. It is minus 1.6. So A will be for 4. A will be for 4. Only one option we have. So that is option A is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. But still we'll move on to the next one. So D5 is there. D5 means fifth electron. 1, 2, 3, 4 already there. Fifth electron will join here itself. So that means that, so option B will see CFSE is equals to minus 0.4 into 5 electrons. So the answer is minus 2.0. So that is second one. It is 2 itself. Just a minute. Second one, it is 2 itself. Next one, it is D6. D6 means 6th electron will join here itself. So we can write, so C, it is CFSE is equals to minus 0.4 into 6 electrons in T2J set. So 6 4s are 24 minus 2.4. That is third one is minus 2.4. Now D7, already it is completely filled. So no other option. Electron, 7th electron should go to EG set there. Then, so for D, it is CFSE, we have minus 0.4 into 6 electrons in T2G set plus 0.6 into 1 electron in EG set. So it is minus 2.4 plus 0.6, that is equals to minus 1.8. So it is option A. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. So next question, IUPAC nomenclature. Which among the following will be named as dibromido bis ethylene diamine chromium 3 bromide? Ethylene diamine is En here. Dibromido bis. So check for the dibromido. Bis is 2 times. Bis is 2 times En. Dibromido is Br2. We can write the name also. So it is chromium, they said dibromido bis ethylene diamine chromium bromide, they said. So already it is chromium 3, they said chromium 3. It is 2 minus. That means that here it is plus. It should be minus. Then only one Br will be present. Check for the option. Option B is the correct answer. Okay, you can do in that way or you can search in the options also. That is also fine. So the existence, next question, the existence of two colored complexes with the composition. Composition is given, it is due to ionization isomerism. Counterion is not at all there to show ionization. Linkage, it is not an amphidentate ligand. So to show linkage. Coordination, no one more coordination entity to match. So that means that these three are not possible. Fourth one is geometrical isomerism. So how geometrical isomerism? Geometrical isomerism will be shown in 2 different ways. That is cobalt. It is NH3, NH3, NH3 and it is NH3. Two times Cl, 4 NH3 and 2 Cl groups. That is one form. NH3 4 times again. NH3, NH3. So this is cis form. Sorry, this is transform. And this is cis form. They are close and they are opposite. They are adjacent, they are opposite. So the same compound can exist in two different forms. These are nothing but geometrical isomerism, and in two different forms it will be exhibiting a two different color. So that is how two different colored complexes.